If I would need to choose 5 supplements from this list, all of this is some 1%, like some marginal stuff. Nothing compares to eating whole food, training hard, and sleeping and hydrating. How are we all doing, YouTube? And welcome in another episode of the Built on Pro Standard series. And today I will show you exactly what supplements I take. Everything from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed, everything with amounts, why not, why should you not, and yeah, let's get into it. Starting off with my morning hydration drink. So the moment I wake up, basically within first 10 to 15 minutes, I want to get at least 1 liter of water into with me. So I'm also using a Catalyst, which is the engineered hydration formula, which is honestly one of, if not the best on the market. And honestly, I would love to be fucking sponsored by them, but these are amazing. Like the panel on this is so packed, and okay, it is expensive, but guys, you are getting 100 days of proper hydration with it. And I will be honest, this is the first hydration formula I have ever used, because most of them on the market are just useless. But this is a game changer, and with it I have half of my creatine, so 5 grams goes into this drink as well. Another 5 to 10 grams of creatine goes into my intra-workout drink. So yeah, I think self-explanatory supplement. This is a must-have. I'm sorry if you are not taking creatine, you are missing out. I recommend going with something unflavored, because honestly, we have so many artificial sweeteners that, especially the turbo fruits flavor is amazing. Why to destroy it with some flavor creatine? So this goes first thing in the morning, and usually afterwards I go for a fasted walk. Then with my meal number 1, this will be assuming it's a training day and I train after my second meal. So 2 cups of omega-3. So I actually take 5 cups per day. So I have 2 cups with my meal number 2, 1 cup with meal number 4, and 2 cups with my last meal. So as a guideline, I will always aim to get 3 grams of EPA and 1.5 grams of DHA from your omegas. So I'm using the Ostrovit omega-3 extreme, very good one. It's actually, in terms of the content, same as the omega from Train by GP. So with that, I also have vitamin D. I take 8,000 units. With this one, it's important that, first of all, you take it with a meal that include fats to improve absorption. And I will always advise you to buy vitamin D plus K2, once again, for a better absorption. Based on my blood work, I know that I need 8,000 units of vitamin D3 to have it in the healthy range. I would suggest you to pull your bloods out, and if not, if you're living in Ireland, where we are not getting a lot of sun, I think around 8,000 to even 10,000 is a good way to start. With this meal, I also have 1 gram of vitamin C. Nothing special about it, very cheap. I would not say it's a must-have, but a good antioxidant, and keeps your immune system in check. In terms of the must-haves, these are for sure omegas and vitamin D. Whatever you are doing in life, bodybuilding, not bodybuilding, these and creatine is like the gold trio. Like, you need to take them. I'm sorry. And a nice addition is a GDA. So I use the glycotan from Engineered. So what is a GDA? A glucose disposal agent. It basically helps you absorb the carbs and pull them into the muscle cells. So I use this with my meal number 1, my pre-workout meal, which is meal number 2, and with my last meal. So 3 meals that are the most dense in carbs, excluding the post-workout meal. So that's everything I take with meal number 1. Meal number 2 is the pre-workout one. So as I said, I take the glycogen. I very often have a coffee, but in terms of pre-workouts I use, right now my two go-tos are Pumpage and Defib from Atrial Labs, and I like my caffeine in pre-workout. So honestly, pre-workout setting is the only setting where I have any caffeine. So I don't drink any Monsters. I drink a decaf coffee on my rest days. So I sometimes crack on like a double espresso, basically from a mocha maker, and take some Pumpage, or a single espresso and some defib. So right now I consume like around 200, 300 milligrams of caffeine prior to my workout. I can do that simply because I train quite early, so it's quite far from my bedtime. It doesn't negatively influence my sleep, and I like the extra focus after caffeine. But if you are training later on in the day, something non-stim like Pumpage. If you're on a budget, just pure L-citrulline will also do the work. This one is quite fancy. When I was struggling with a pump, I actually still have it here, so I will show you. When I was struggling with a pump on prep and before I stepped on stage, I also took Ryden. And so this is very, very nice addition and non-stim pre-workout in pill form. Honestly, I'm not using it right now because the pumps on 500 plus carbs are crazy, so no need to use it. And I know it's very hard to get now, so I will keep this for my next prep and make use of it then. All right, in terms of my intra-workout nutrition, so halfway through the sessions, I have 15 grams of EAAs. So this is a sour peach ring flavor from Train by GP. So simply, what's the reasoning behind it? I want to bridge the gap between my pre-workout and post-workout meal. My sessions are quite long. I also need to drive to Newry, back from Newry. So this just bridges the gap between the pre-workout and post-workout meal and ensures that I get a muscle protein synthesis spike during my session. In terms of the intra-workout itself, I always have some sort of carbs. So right now I'm using Sustain from Train by GP. So this is a more complex carbohydrate source with a mix of actually fructose, cyclin dextrin, as well as barley flour. So honestly, I would recommend you just using cyclin dextrin, but I digest this very good, and this was cheaper. Win-win. So I'm getting some salt in it as well, and with this I have it mixed in almost 2 liters of water with 10 grams of creatine as well. And I finished this. I started with my first warm-up set and I finished it around 3 exercises before finishing the session. So honestly, if this is not something that is very expensive, and anything from 20 grams, in my opinion, helps in performance, especially if you train actually hard, if your sessions are quite long. So even on a deficit, if you are not very deep into prep and you just prefer to eat the food, I would still keep some intra-workout carbs in. So around 20 grams is more than enough. So right now I have 35 grams of it on my training days. Then the moment I finish training, I have 2 cups of magnesium, which is exactly 300 milligrams of elemental magnesium and also 400 milligrams of standardized ashwagandha. So if you are not on a budget, you can take something like Unwind from Train by GP, which basically has this and a few smaller bits. I was using Unwind when I was on prep after my workouts, simply because I was taking more caffeine then, and the switch off, I needed something more extreme. But honestly, this is quite of a game changer, especially if your workouts are very demanding. Like after legs, this saves me. like helps me really go from this fight state to this calm, digest, peace state. So honestly, this is very cheap. Magnesium very cheap. Ashwagandha in a supplement with only ashwagandha is cheap. All right, so with meal number 4, as I said, I have 1 cup of omega, and we are now on the final stretch of the day. So with my last meal, which I eat around 1 hour before going to bed, I have the following supplements. So first of all, some sort of sleep supplement. So I've been using a few over past months, but this is the best. So it's Engineered Turbo Dreams. I take half a serving because and the panel of it is like so long, it's insane. So 1 serving of this is 8 capsules. I take 4, and this simply allows me to unwind a bit faster, to actually go to sleep a bit faster, don't wake up as much during the night. Of course, it's also important that you don't drink a gallon of water the minute you want to go to bed. And with this meal, I have 2 omegas as well, and curcumin. So it is a patented curcumin, which is a great inflammatory supplement. And actually, this is a quite of a new addition. I started taking it around 2 weeks ago, simply to reduce inflammation. And if you are taking this, I would advise you to go with something more expensive, like the Train by GP1, or like the, I believe it's called Meriva from Engineered, simply because the normal curcumin, you're just not absorbing it. But this is patented BCM 95 curcumin, and this actually fucking works. So that's the 2. And one bonus supplement is melatonin. So why I say bonus? So I always have it on my shelf, always, but I don't use it. I only use it when I know I need to wake up earlier. So I really want to speed up the process of falling asleep and not waking up during the night, simply to have the longest possible sleep out of the least time in bed. Or if I know that I work till a very, very late hour and I simply didn't have time to unwind, to stop working, etc. This helps massively. So as I said, I don't use it on a daily basis, but I always have it on me in case some of the listed above situation happens. I guess you can call it a supplement as well. Where is it? Are my blue light blockers from Naze. I put them around 2.5, 3 hours before I want to go to bed. Yes, I walk in them outside. Yes, I watch Netflix in them, and yes, I love them. No, but in full seriousness, I don't know if it's a placebo effect or it is actually working. But it helps me, so why not? Another another additional, let's call it supplement. Oh, it's not a supplement anymore, but are the recovery boots that you can see here. There is something about putting them before going to sleep. Maybe the noise of the pump, I don't know. It helps me relax, so I do it. And of course, I also use protein isolate. So at the moment, I use the Train by GP Performance Isolate. And of course, I use cream of rice as well. I use either the Train by GP one, or right now I bought also a Strom one, which honestly is mega. So, but I don't really consider these two as supplements because this is food. Yeah, it's like, guys, it's a rice flour and milk basically. So I hope you found this one helpful. If you have any questions with regards to your supplementation, something isn't clear, just pop them up in the comments below, and I will get back to you with some recommendations from myself. And guys, please remember, everything I've showed you today, all of this is some 1%, like some marginal stuff. Nothing compares to eating whole food, training hard, and sleeping and hydrating. Like, these are just 1%. And of course, I'm obsessed with my own process. So, and I can afford all of those supplements. So I take them. But if you don't be bothered. Like simply buy yourself a good quality food and a gym membership. Then focus on stuff like this. If I would need to choose 5 supplements from this list that I think are some sort of non-negotiables, this will be an omega-3, this would be a vitamin D, creatine monohydrate, magnesium, and ashwagandha. For me, these 5 are not these are non-negotiable, and if my clients can afford it, these 5 are going straight into their supplement list because they actually make a difference. So if you enjoyed this one, please leave a like, share this one with somebody who potentially needs some help with their supplements, and I will catch you in the next one. See you. Standardize